Well, is the federal government plotting a huge land grab? Republican Utah Congressman Rob Bishop claims that 13 million acres, maybe even more, all throughout the West are at stake. And he says he has documents from the Department of Interior to prove it. Congressman Bishop is kind enough to join us now to talk about this. Great to have you today.
Thanks for being here.
And it's nice to have you in D.C. because you're actually vacationing here this week. So instead of going home, you're with us helping the local tourism industry.
It's a great place to be with you always, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this potential land grab issue. You found out through an internal memo that was within the Department of Interior, initially leaked, missing some pages. You found those missing pages. What about that has you concerned about the federal government trying to get its hands on some land out west?
Well, first of all, we have not received all the documents yet. We received the first set of documents. There's still more that have been promised to us that are not yet come. And what they show is that even though this government already owns 1 out of every 3 acres in America, and disproportionately in the West, they still want to buy more land, they want to control private property around it, and they want to do it even if Congress does not okay it. In fact, the documents were how to go around Congress to implement this kind of plan. What this means for the West particularly is a stopping of our economy, more jobs will be lost. Public education, which requires property tax as well as resource taxes, would be vastly hurt in the West. It's a devastating concept, and especially when the discussion was all about how do we do it even if Congress says no.
All right, so we want to make sure that we include the response that we've gotten from the Department of Interior, their explanation for this. We have a part of that we want to show you. They say the preliminary internal discussion draft, referring to this memo, reflects some brainstorming discussions within BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, but no decisions have been made about which areas, if any, might merit more serious review and consideration. They say they're trying to be wise stewards of the land. Is that a good enough explanation for you? No,
because even though it may be brainstorming sessions, it still tells me what they're planning on doing, and they have implemented those along the way. So there are efforts to try and expand how much money they have. They want to be able, even though we have a $15 million backlog in maintaining the lands we already want, they have already passed some pieces of legislation to give them $1 billion a year to buy more property to expand what we already have. So I have seen elements of what those brainstorming sessions are in bits and pieces as they become coming through, and it still shows the same mindset. They want to cap more land, they want to control more land, they are willing to go after private property, and I'm sorry, this is devastating to the economy of the West.